Hey there, everybody. This is Darshana Avila, somatic sex and intimacy coach, and today is the 27th day of Power to the P. Crazy to believe that we are tomorrow going to be at the end of this month of February, journeying into a practice of mindful masturbation and orgasmic yoga. What a wild ride it's been. And the surprises have been interesting. Expectations, which, you don't want to necessarily go in having expectations or assumptions. And yet, of course, we do. We have our ideas about the way our bodies work, the way they like to be touched, how we ought to be doing this, that, or the other. And this has very much been a humbling and eye-opening and surprising journey for me. And today was no exception. I did a cross-country travel today. I was a bit tired, having gotten up early, and there were some delays and yada yada. And so I really didn't think that I was going to have any juice to go into a practice of any kind. And much to my surprise, I lay down to take a little cat nap, to have a little rest, but after I got home before some evening commitments. And I was laying just with a hand on my heart and a hand on my yoni. And I decided that if I just laid there in breath and in stillness and in presence with myself, that would be more than enough. And I began in that way, and I began intentionally breathing a breath that my teacher and mentor David Cates has instilled in my life, a practice that is to breathe into heart and belly and pelvis in harmony. So starting with the heart, and then we go into the belly, and then we go into the pelvis and the genitals. And it's a cycle of breathing that my body really knows well and is deeply relaxing, because it helps to engage the parasympathetic nervous system when done sighing the exhales. Just like that. And so I lay in stillness with myself, breathing in this way. And then I noticed, like almost unconsciously, like I started palpating my yoni, just like light, soft, steady pressure. And I was getting a lot of responsiveness. My body was reacting, lots of little jolts and sparks and waves of pleasure. And so I just stayed with that for a while and let it move. And it never went into anything particularly stimulatory, although there was a little bit of play and exploration, like around my clitoral shaft and moving toward my inner labia. But mostly I just stayed with my hand cupped over my outer labia and palpating and tapping and pressing in different ways and feeling all this deliciousness move through me. So it ended up being super yummy. I wouldn't call it orgasmic per se. Is that accurate? I don't know. It was like somewhere in between ecstasy and sleepiness. I need to make up a new word. Ecstasleep. There we go. I've just coined a phrase, Ecstasleep. That was my practice for today. And really, I'm just in the enjoyment and the appreciation that depending upon our moods or energy levels, what's happening in our body, there's so many different ways to commune with ourselves. And that's really ultimately what this is about. It's fantastic to have orgasms, and it's fantastic to expand our erotic skillfulness, if that's the right terminology to use. And I'm really grateful for that. And I know that I still have so far to go on that journey. May it never end. But I always appreciate these moments of simplicity when I just feel like I've had a chance to nourish myself through connection with self, through that really just being present and coming into my body in a way that, particularly on a day like today, where I was literally in planes, trains, and automobiles and waiting and constantly in large public spaces and so on and so forth, it just felt really good to drop in with me. So that's what I've got for you today. No big ahas or emotional movements or anything like that, but still deeply gratifying. I hope your practice has been as gratifying as well. And I look forward to being with you tomorrow for the final official day of this journey. And let me hear from you if you've got anything that you want to share. I'll have an update for you tomorrow. All right. Take care.